Good morning. Analog diesel run today, EWS. First one is a class 6767003, part of a Hornby set, R3399, where you got that, and you got three of these trucks, these coalfish wagons. I've put cab lights and a driver in it. The locomotive at the moment from 2019 is in storage and it's in Arriva colours. The class 58 58016 is a Heljan model number 8920. I've put a driver in each end of this. This is at the Roundhouse at Barrow, being restored, and when it's been restored it will be hired out to Heritage Railways. Just a point to make with this, you'll see I've got drivers in it. Well, they're not, they're seated coach passengers without legs, and I had to put them in through the window because when I took the body off you just could not get at the cab, and it would have been a near enough a demolition job to do it, so I found that worked. And you can't see through the glass whether it's a driver or a passenger. So anyway, I hope you enjoy seeing these run, and thank you very much for watching. Now with the coalfish wagons, we did weather them quite heavily, but we felt we weathered them too much. So what we've done is we've taken all of the weathering off, and we think it looks a lot better. The Seacows, ballast hoppers, all we've done is add ballast. These Hornby class 67s are very good locomotives. We've got two of them, they're heavy, they run well, they pull well. Really pleased with it. The Heljan 58 is a good model, no problem at all. One thing I will say about these Hornby Seacows or ballast hoppers is the detail is extremely intricate, and I have not had to glue one part back on, not one, and I've had them about 2 years now. Nothing has fallen off, which, considering the intricacy of them, quality product. We're running them at a bit of a more realistic speed this morning. I think these EWS wagons look a lot better where we've removed some of the weathering. It was a learning curve, and sometimes you can weather rolling stock too much. It's a mistake a lot of people make, and we were guilty of it. Now if you put weathering on a wagon and you can't get it off with water, use isopropyl. That will take everything off, but you need to be careful with it, otherwise you'll take the paint off. Now I did take one of the EWS letters off one of these wagons, but that's more authentic, because branding and lettering does come off on any freight wagon with time. going to put the 58 on the inner loop. So you can see these wagons are more than capable of going around on the worst part of my track. Okay, here's another view of the worst part of my track, which is a radius 2 going into a radius 2 curve. What we've done is we put the outer track on the inner loop, middle loop I should say. Now you will see that this 58 does rock a bit on this bend. You'll see it rock then. It is at the limit of its travel. But you can see it goes round okay. There's no issues there. Okay, we're going to show the locos going around what is a normal part of the track. And that's the reason we put the extension on here, because that really is just too tight really. It gave us a siding for a couple of other locomotives too. All Hornby wagons. The carriage at the back is a backman wagon, as is the guards vans. Both the guards vans are backman. What you can hear is the sound of the cork, the track on cork. You get a kind of realistic sound. Without even having digital, you get a realistic sound. Which in my view is the great thing about cork. Here we are in natural light. And these are big windows in this house. So if you're going to build a model railway, you really need good lighting. Otherwise you're not going to see half the stuff you're running. However, this kind of light does work well with the lights we put on the railway. And here's a panorama where you can see the locos in the background going past the houses. Now we only weather wagons, we don't weather locos. Writing off one wagon is very different to writing off an expensive loco or making a mess of it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video of this EWS locomotive stock going round. And I hope I've demonstrated that you haven't got to spend a fortune on DCC sound locomotives of any ilk to get a realistic sound, because you can hear with track laid on cork and ballast you get a good sound. If you want to speed up the 58 and you get a realistic, now you listen, that sounds pretty realistic. Do you want to slow it down again, please? So you can hear, you get a good sound. And again, thank you for watching. Now, because of the way I've got it wired, I can have this in analogue going around in a different direction to the other one. So you do have a bit of flexibility with analogue. And you will see here, this is running on the inner loop, and you will see in the background the other inner loop is working on the fiddle yard, and the engine is able to go seamlessly through, and it's running in an opposite direction to the other locomotive. So if you've got your droppers right, you do have flexibility with analogue, and it's not hard to do, as you can see there. Now, because of the way I've got it wired, I can have this in analogue going around in a different direction to the other one. So you do have a bit of flexibility with analogue. Now, here in the background you will see that the 67 is running on the inner track and will go through the points crossovers. And basically all I've done is I'm utilising the same isolators that I use to run digital and analogue to change the direction of the analogue power. So what I've had to do is flick a switch, and that inner track is being controlled by the outer controller. And obviously the inner controller is controlling the class 58, pulling the Seacows going around. So you do have flexibility with analogue, and it's not that difficult to do. You see people say on social media, and you do not believe everything you read on social media. Watch as many videos as you can, rather than watching what experts say, whose knowledge is as good as mine on microbiology. And no, I do not know anything about microbiology apart from you look through a microscope.